So I'm going to say this much. Being an influencer is a big responsibility. I think that's one thing that people don't realize, because if you're telling people, people are putting their trust in you, and trust is something that is earned. You build it over time. However, if for any reason you say you mess up once, you mess up twice, at that point people stop believing what you have to say. So it's very important that as an influencer, you are actually putting in the work to make sure that what you're saying, what you're communicating, what you're selling out there is factual, so that people don't veer off and say, I can't trust that person. I will always say, I listen to Dimma a lot, and I really, really like her influence. Like what she says, she uses the product, she understands the product before she comes out to talk about the product. There's this other lady I follow on YouTube. I think her name is Amara or something, and she talks about hair. I think anyone that knows me knows I love hair. So she talks about hair. But when she buys the hair from the vendor, she never talks about it immediately. And I think that's one of the things I found amazing with her. She waits for about 6 months. She buys it. She says, hey, I bought this hair from ABC vendor. I'll come back and talk about it. She gives it 6 months. She utilizes the hair for 6 months, comes back after 6 months and tells you the truth and nothing but the truth about, you know, the vendor, the hair. So a lot of people like her because they're like, okay, she's being honest. She has worn it. She has used it. She's telling us what it's like. So I think that's something influencers should also realize, that there's a lot of responsibility on them to perform and not just talk. You can't just talk because you're a celebrity. You can't just talk because you feel people will listen. If you break trust, it's hard to earn back. So that's something, that you need to consider. So when should businesses engage influencers? So if you're trying to create awareness, the best form of influencer to use, like I said, is mega influencers and macro influencers. But like I said, they don't come cheap.